My name is Luis, and I did photo recreation for my Lone Star final. For my first piece, I did figure 314 see a scribe. Here, I try to recreate the scribe's rough characteristics and attentive eyes, where his gaze is meant to convey intelligence and alertness. Here, I also try to recreate how he's cross-legged on the ground, holding a papyrus scroll, where the pose is meant to emphasize his role as a literate official rather than a divine ruler. His torso is also fleshy and not idealized, which I try to recreate, which is a sign of status and comfort, contrasting with the athletic depictions of kings at the time. For my second piece, I did figure 727, a portrait of Augustus as general. Here he is seen raising his right arm in a gesture addressing his troops or citizens, emphasizing his role as a commander and statesman, which I try to recreate. Here, his weight shifts naturally onto one leg, called contrapposto, echoing Greek sculptural balance and harmony, which I try to recreate here also. His bare feet suggest divinity or heroic status, aligning him with gods and mythic figures. And even though it can't be seen that well, there's a Cupid behind him riding a dolphin, and this figure connects Augustus to Venus, reinforcing his divine lineage through Aeneas. For my third piece, I did Head of the Roman Patricia from Montegalli. Here I try to recreate how he has deep wrinkles, sagging skin, a forward brow, and sunken cheeks, which is meant to emphasize age and experience. Unlike Greek idealism, it's meant to highlight imperfections to convey wisdom and gravitas. Age is associated with authority and moral integrity. Patricians wanted to be remembered as seasoned leaders rather than youthful gods. For my fourth piece, I did figure 932, Virgin of Compassion icon. Here, I try to recreate how Mary and Christ's faces are pressed closely together, which is meant to emphasize intimacy and divine love. And unlike the earlier pieces, this one conveys warmth and sorrow, where Mary's eyes are large and mournful, foreshadowing Christ's passion. And with the flattened forms and gold background, it helps emphasize spiritual presence over naturalism, which I'll try to recreate in my own piece here. And for my final piece, I did 11:8, St. Matthew, folio 25, verso of the Lindisfarne Gospels. Here I try to recreate how Matthew's being seated and writing his gospel, echoing Roman and Byzantine models of evangelist portraits. Here the figures are flattened with bright colors, prioritizing symbolic clarity over naturalism. Above Matthew there is a winged figure, a symbol of Matthew's angel, which hovers nearby, emphasizing the sacred source of his writing. And that's it for my recreations. Thank you.